Now, newsman Dennis Daly presents his unique look at current events in another of his wide-ranging daily video blogs.
Hi, and thanks again, everybody. We're back in the Washington, D.C. area doing some reminiscing, and I just came out of the Roslyn Metro stop and rode that long escalator up from the subway to Roslyn. Roslyn is part of Arlington, Virginia, a suburb of Washington, just across the river from Georgetown University. I lived in this area for 20 years, and I'm going back to see just how much has changed. The first place I lived here in Roslyn is no longer here. It was a little 3-story apartment building, and I lived down in the basement, right next to the laundry room. Now it's a little Marriott Residence Inn. It's hard to remember what this used to look like. But you know, that is the problem when things change. But this was where I spent more than a decade and really learned about living in a big city. And boy, does this area look different. This used to be an area between 2 old apartment buildings, and like everything else in Roslyn, those buildings are being torn down. And there was a steep slope here. In the winter of 1990, I took a shortcut down that slope, slipped, and shattered my left leg. I kind of wanted to come back and lay a wreath here. But like most everything else in my old neighborhood, it just ain't the same. And here's a good example of what a lot of Roslyn used to look like. Private homes and small apartment buildings. It's really odd that this house is still here because all around it is urban sprawl, including right over here, which was the second place I lived. And the entrance to 1600 Pierce used to be right here. As a matter of fact, I helped the landlord make the big numbers to go on the door because 1600 Pierce is right across the street from 1600 16th. And so we never got pizza delivered. The second place I lived here is now a high-rise office building. But that's just about the way it is everywhere, except a few places. But the third place I lived in Arlington, 1534 16th Road, hasn't been torn down yet. We're in the back parking lot, and I have such fond memories of this place. It's where I spent the last 6 years or so when I lived here in Roslyn before moving west. I even miss the sound of the planes going over. But you got used to that after a while. Nice view from up here. Spring is approaching, the birds are chirping, and I really miss this place. I'm Dennis Daly with your Daily News Update.